Welcome back, everyone, to episode 6 of the Mexico series. So, earlier today, I thought I was recording episode 6, and it turns out that I never hit the record button. So, you're going to see a bit of a time gap between episode 5 and episode 6 if you look at the date. So, I'm just going to briefly go over some of the things that I did. So, to get more into the oil market, building 3 oil platforms in the Gulf of Mexico, and also build a oil port on the west coast of Mexico. One of the other things that I did was modified our salary, so we're giving a lot of that back to help with our deficit. We increased the wine tax, so that's set for 81% approval. And if we go to health, so we're trying to address the heart disease problem in the country. So we managed to get some of the mortality rate down from 4.9 to 4.83. So if you look at this, the possible causes is tobacco and activity, atmospheric pollution, rich foods, alcohol, insufficient quality of public health. So we try to address that by placing a tax on tobacco for 5%. We increased the liquor tax to help fund that. Or not to help fund it, but to get more money in the budget. We actually increased the wealth tax to 12%. And we also implemented a tax of 1% on salt and animal fats. So that was to help with the heart disease. And let's see, Alright, so we also gave more money to fund addressing air pollution and chemical pollution. So, in the meantime, we still have a huge problem with crime. So I'm going to max out public safety. So we maxed out drug task force and the vice squad. Let's go to Secret Service. And since the drug cartels are a terrorist group, we're going to max out agent training. And counterintelligence. So that puts us in the 1% deficit. We'll just try to see what we can do to counter that. Alright, so the wine tax has been approved. believe we also... Alright, so we also gained the technology for the 3G nuclear power plant. That's really expensive to build. Because 4.3 billion, it's going to take a year to build that. Let's see. However, it's going to... Let's see. It's going to employ 3,000 workers. And what's our energy now? So that was at 30. So I think I may have to just bite the bullet and... If we could do that in 10 months, and it's going to employ 3,600 workers. So we'll do that. Did that even go through? No, it didn't. Alright, so... Let me just delete that. For some reason, it's not letting me... Let's see, let me try this one more time. Oh. Silly me, I have to, Okay. So I placed it. That was what I had to do. Alright, so the US wants us to build a refugee camp for them. We're not doing that. And we want them to remember this reply. We're going to refuse. Okay, accidents decline.
It's begun. World leaders are beginning to arrive at the United Nations Framework Convention of Climate Change, the UNFCCC, which will start in the next few hours. As in previous years, they are renewing their pledge for success and have high hopes in the new legislation, which could bring their neighbors to the table. The fact is that negotiations have already begun well in advance of the summit, whether with UN emissaries or between heads of state, and the future of CO2 emissions for each country are already forecast. Moreover, other resolutions are expected to be passed at the same time, especially the Green Fund for the Climate, intended to help developing countries in their energy transition.
Alright, so... I'm going to decrease that. Okay, so the pacifist union doesn't like the fact that we increase our security.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Our fellow countrymen's purchasing power has been increasing lately, but their living conditions remain tough.
Alright. So let's look at inflation. Looks like it's trying to go back up some, so we'll increase that by 1%. let's go back to... So we really increased our national agents by 50%. Alright, we have no spy satellites.
The movement seems to be blowing itself out. Demonstrators are demobilizing, and some of them have already left the sit-in. The hardest is over. The sit-in begins to run out of steam.
Alright, let's look at our police force. So we actually have over 1 million police officers now. And per capita, you can see the significant increase. So it's well over 50% more cops that I have hired. But what baffles me is the crime really hasn't... I mean, that's the lowest point. The lowest it got was around, I believe, 23%, and then it went back up. So I'm wondering if the prison population... So I'm not really sure if imposing the death penalty made things worse. Because when the news came out, everything dropped down to 23%, and then it spiked back up. So let's see about... Let's build about 10 more prisons, and we'll see if there's
Our
any
sportsmen are
difference in
ready.
that.
But if
And let's see if we can address the housing issue. Alright, so unemployment has gone down. Let's go to that. Alright, it's actually going back up. So let's help employ seniors. Alright, that is going back up. So how about we sit with... Alright, so December 1st we'll sit with him. Alright, let's sit with Germany. And India. And Japan. Alright, so this was 398 from Mexico. It's gone up to 420 billion. And the UK, let's try to negotiate that too.
I traveled for 2 days, despite the pain in my hip, because of your stupid minimum retirement age. With all due respect, you'd have to be blind not to see what's going on. Consider we're not asking for hundreds of thousands at our age, But how can one live if we don't have a penny, huh? It's public. We, the elderly, we won't be had.
Alright, so they want me to raise their
World Cup will
pension.
soon begin.
I'd be happy to. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well.
Alright, so let's see if we can try to accommodate them with the minimum pension. So if that's not sufficient, they're going to have to hold out for a little while longer until we can get the economy in a better condition. Yeah, I don't seem to be helping anything right now. It's because I had to address a couple things. So what I'm really waiting for is for these highways to be completed. Because we have some large cities that's being connected with each other. So I'm guessing once that's done, we should see a significant increase in our growth. Alright, so let's see, finance. What's our growth rate up to? 5.75, so that's actually pretty good. And let's see if we could go by a week and let things kind of simmer down, and this should help calm down some of our spending. Okay, unfavorable change in Palestine. We're not really concerned about that. And the US is getting slammed by hurricanes. Okay. Alright. Okay, CO2 emissions increase. So let's go do that by 5.
The preparations are complete. The whole country is preparing to...
Okay, unemployment is starting to go up again. Alright, let's look at the currency. Is that inflation going down some? Starting to a little bit. Let's try to pass the time a little more. Alright, so let's go
I'd be happy.
negotiate with Canada.
Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? We would prefer to terminate.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I'd be happy. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? Very well.
Alright, and Japan.
I'd be happy. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us?
Alright, so let's go with 25.
Very well.
Alright, so that should help. Let's try to sit with Canada again. Alright, so let's change that.
Our services report a new conspiracy theory that is beginning to take hold on social media.
Alright. Let's see. Growth is at 5.69%.
I'd be happy. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us?
Alright, let's see if we could go for $7.99.
Very well. We accept your offer. I'd be happy. Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us? We would prefer to terminate
Oh
this
my
negotiation.
gosh.
The terms are unacceptable.
Alright, I'm done with Canada. I'm not sitting with them again. So let's go to cybersecurity. So that's gonna cost about 5 billion, 15 billion for gold. It's gonna take 3 months for 6 months. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we can spend a citizen awareness campaign.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center. According to my calculations, the informational gain, in geopolitical terms, could be close to 2.73 on Sachs graphic. Our agent also allows us to anticipate and therefore counterattack their terrorist projects. You can decide to dismantle this organization, but the more an agent remains infiltrated, the more information can be obtained, and the more effective a future dismantling.
Alright, we'll keep him
Our
infiltrated.
best coders are working around the clock. Our task force has coordinated with the PR firm to prepare for the campaign. It will start in 2 weeks. You have taken good initiative. It is indeed appropriate to anticipate and make our citizens ready to face the never-ending threat of cybercrime.
Alright. Let's go and see how many more days we have. So we have another 30 days before the oil platforms go online. Let's check the crime. So we're gonna hire another 50,000 police officers. Alright, agricultural training, we're gonna increase that. Alright, what about general education? That's too expensive. Well, technical. So how is technical training less than general? Alright, let's just do agriculture. Let's hire some more teachers. And let's check energy. So our energy surplus is now down to 21 terawatts.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Your politics are on the right track. At last, the fatherland is ahead who tackles the problems head on. And this is good for the troops' morale. Launch the attack. Hold close your positions. The army is with you.
Your commitment to defending family values is a model for the whole of humanity.
Alright, so let's see if we can start a organization. I'm gonna make it a free trade market, and let's see, Central South American Trade Alliance. So we're gonna name that CSTA, and we're gonna make the headquarters in Mexico City. Make the term for 4 years, 1% of our budget. So that's 3.9 billion. I'm gonna say players continent, but we don't want Canada or the United States. And then we're going to name a Secretary General for it. Alright, we'll name Pablo Secretary General.
The preparations are complete. The whole country is preparing to joyfully celebrate this occasion.
It is with great pride that I will assume my responsibilities at the head of this organization. I don't know how to thank you. Well, at least I can try my very best to serve the interest of the organization and our nation.
Alright, so let's go to population. Alright, so we have that down even more. So that's good. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to raise taxes again to try to get this deficit under control now. Let's see. So this helps with crime. So we'll increase that. Alright, company tax. Alright, let's see. Entering the country. Let's see what the tourism is like. Tourism, hotel, trade. Alright, so that's actually up. So let's increase this by... Alright, let's make that an even 25. And let's increase that to $1. Let's see how everyone reacts to it. 81%.
Sharing this moment of intense spirituality with the faithful gives me great joy. On this holy day, I thank all of our communities across the country, both those in cities as well as those in small, remote villages, who are all coming together in prayer.
Alright. So, let's go to political parties. Alright, so if we go to mix and unlimited funding. Alright, I'll just leave that alone. Alright, so let's go to taxes and alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. So let's go to housing and let's see if we can rehabilitate. Oh, that's only gonna cost us 267 million. Manpower to allocate. Alright. So let's do that. Alright, not concerned with any of these.
If the budget figures remain where they are, we will have to issue a new debt in the next few days. In this regard, I must inform you that some time ago, you negotiated interest rates with some lenders. These rates may have to be reappraised, since our budgetary deficit has worsened significantly since...
Alright, so I'm gonna have to do what I don't really want to. Alright, so I'm gonna increase that.
This theory is undeniably gaining popularity.
Alright, so that brings us down to 0.39. Alright, and let's see. Alright, so we'll do that. That didn't
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
I think you're doing a good job.
Alright, so that's done. Let's go to inflation. That's still not going down. Alright, so I need to be a little more disciplined with my spending. So we're gonna take some money from unemployment or employment agency and unemployment checks.
After a remarkable journey, our team was finally beaten in the semi-final and has come in 4th place. The motivation was gone in the qualifying match. In the last quarter, we finished as one of the 4 best nations in the world. It's a great result. We must be the envy of many. There will be a celebratory drink in the Federation headquarters tomorrow. It goes without saying that I will congratulate all the players on your behalf.
All right. And let's go to energy.
Sharing this moment of intense spirituality with the faithful gives me great joy. On this holy day, I thank all of our communities across the country, both those in cities as well as those in small, remote villages, who are all coming together in prayer.
All right. Alright, so our finances are getting better. That's not good with it starting to straighten out. Alright, we have to get this budget under
The bill
control.
has been voted on and the law has been passed. The bill has been voted on and...
Alright, so that's helped it. Let's see. Can we raise that now? No. What if we make this 4.0? Nope. That's not gonna go anywhere. Alright, financial transactions. Gonna have to put that in place. So that dropped us down even more. So that highway is still being built. Alright, so the one is completed now. So let's check our growth. 5.69. And actually, I'm kind of curious. Is that war between the United States and Russia? Yep, still going. And U.S. is getting their butts handed to them. They lost 102,000 men. Where Russia only lost 36,000. That's still a lot, but, I mean, compared to what the U.S. lost. Alright, commandos are what we need for the future. Alright.
Although your economy...
Alright, let's see. How many commandos do we have? Only 1,000. Crime falling, but still too high. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. So, we got a $22 billion surplus. So we actually have a Treasury reserve.
Here are the GDP and growth figures for the last year. As you know, these are the most important economic indicators and the most revealing of the health of our economy. This is an excellent figure. It guarantees the stability of a strong currency. The household purses remain desperately empty. Lodging and food use almost all of the household income.
Alright. Seniors increasingly affected by poverty.
Our infiltrated agent was spotted and murdered.
I just can't win with this cartel.
The bill has been voted on, and the law has been passed. The bill has been voted on, and the law has been passed.
Alright, let's... Alright, so I have a treasury reserve of 25 billion. Alright, so I think I'm going to end this episode. So, thank you for the support. And if you want to help with this channel and you like this series so far, please subscribe. And I will see you soon. Thank you.